Lord have mercy, how's it Friday already? Well, it is Friday, and so you've seen through the week what's arrived, what I've listed. I have two listings. No, this is lies. Why is not speaking? This is what happens when you pick the camera up and just think, I'll just talk to the camera, and just garbage comes out. I have 2 days where I pick and pack my orders, Tuesdays and Fridays. That works for me. Today is Friday, so I'm going to go through all of the stuff that has sold over the past couple of days, and maybe that'll give you an insight into what to look out for yourself, car boot sales or charity shops, or maybe you find your own vintage wholesale supplier. Let's get into it.
Who you gonna call? Ants Attic.
So we'll start off with, this is just the order that they sold. There's no rhyme or reason to this, but we're looking for Mercenary by Duncan. There is not a lot of space just off camera down here, by the way. Let's make some space. So Mercenary by Duncan Faulkner sold for like £1.50 on Vinted, and I picked that up in a charity shop for about 20 pence. So the box that I've just moved down here, this one, I originally sent out Friday last week. It was a big bundle. It was 13 items that someone bought on Vinted, and I sent it to them via InPost, and then the InPost guy got to the locker and clearly went, this ain't gonna fit in any of these containers, so it's come back to me. The person's bought it again, but this time they've selected a home delivery. A bit more appropriate to do that, and so that's 32 quid's worth of stuff go into them. Hanger 127, that's over here. Can you still see me? Yeah, I'm at the back. Just a long way from everyone. This was a very lucky charity shop pickup. It's a Percival embroidered t-shirt, fantastic quality. Cost me £2.50 in a charity shop, and it has sold for £23.75. So that is one hell of a banger for me. Bag number 38. I was down there on the floor. For the record, that's not where I keep my bags, but this, like, I've been listing a lot of stuff. I've got a pile of stuff that needs to be sorted into storage, but didn't quite make it because this one has already sold. I listed it a couple of days ago. It's sold already. So this one was out of the t-shirts that arrived at the start of the week. So £1.81 it cost me. Under Armour, Punisher themed base layer, and that sold for £17.99. So again, another good bit of profit on that one. £1.81 into £17.99. Down to the bags go. Gotta be that one. Yeah, bag 48. I know because it's bright green. Again, this was from the delivery I had at the start of the week, so £1.81 cost basis, and this is just sold for £17.10, £19, something like that. So again, another Under Armour Notre Dame, or as if you're an American, you say Notre Dame because you have no idea how to correctly pronounce words. But £1.81 into almost 20 there. Well, whatever it costs, it's that's how it works. That's the numbers. This is a cool one as well. Down here we got a backpack. Pick this Regatta. It's one of those ones that's got like poles inside, a really sturdy hiking backpack. It cost me £2.50, and that has sold for £14.25. So a nice, just over £10 profit on that one. This one's gonna melt me. There we go, look at this one. It's the villain from one of the Toy Story films, Lotso. Oh. You say, but look at his evil little face. He's gonna get ya. £9.50 that sold for on Vinted. I'm pretty sure that was like a £1 car boot sale pickup. Stay. Hanger 56. I hope this is going to like a Professor or something, because it's got them leathery suede elbow patches. But this is what are these called? Tweed. It's a tweed blazer. Lovely they are. There are several characters I play in my murder mysteries that wear a tweed blazer. But there we go, look at that. Well now children, let's learn about arithmetic, shall we? But that is an absolute bargain, the guy that's got this. Silverbrook, it's wool. It's like one of them wool, 100% pure wool. And it has been bought for £11.60. So I think the guy that's bought this has got themselves an absolute bargain. It cost me, I think the cost basis on the tweed jackets for me was about £4, £5, somewhere around there. But they have been flying off for around 20 to 30. I mean, the quality of them is great. It's wool, it's stylish, but we're also leaving the time of year where that sort of thing will get bought. We're going into the summer season. So I bought 50, there's probably about 20 to 25 left. And those 20 that are left now probably won't get sold until we get closer to sort of the autumn season. But it is what it is. I say that £11.60 that's been bought for. Excuse me. Bag number 49. Found that one quite quick. Another one from the pile of freshly listed stuff. It just goes to show how quick the turnover is on these sporty t-shirts. Again, £1.81 cost basis, and it sold for £12.99. Little, is that a compression? No, it's not even compression. It's just a normal small size t-shirt. So about just over £10 profit on that one. Hanger 79 for the final vintage sale, and that is this one. Nautica medium, sort of, what do you call that? Quarter zip sweater? Why not? Let's go with that description because that's what it is. What I pick up these for, so this was the start of the week. The sweaters were, I think, £98 for 50. So that's about £1.86 per thing. Is that right? How's your maths, Ant? You'll probably correct me in the comments, but I think it's just shy of £2. But this one only sold for £5.80, £5.75, something like that. So you might think, what's the point in that? And these comments have come out. They've happened before. Oh, you've bought something for £2, but you've only sold it for £5. What's the point of that? You're more than doubling your money. You just do it at volume. Like I've got probably 400 items of clothing here. Say each one did cost £2. That's 800 quid. I'm making 800 quid or 400 quid, and I would just start the process again. Oh, but it doesn't cover the cost of time and effort. Well, no, because not everything doubles in price. As you've seen, some things I pick up at £2 and sell for 10 to 15 to 20. Those are the things that drive the profit, but you've got to have this turnover. You buy things in bulk. Some of that stuff will not be worth as much as the other stuff, but you've still got to sell it. What's the point? I wouldn't. Fine, you wouldn't, but I do. I don't have to justify myself to you, the internet. Get off my back. Okay, I need to package those up. There were a couple of eBay sales as well. Do you want to? I'm not friends with eBay at the moment. I don't like it. We don't get on. But I'll show you what has sold. I think it's like one thing that has sold. But I also bought some filters at auction. But they weren't just filters, they were hot, they were entire like air conditioning. Yeah, I'll put a little thing up on screen. Like filters. The machine plus the filters. But people have been reaching out saying I'll give you £100 just for the filters. The whole thing cost me 30, so I'm like, fuck it. Take the filters. Cost less to ship, because I did ship one last week, and the entire thing plus fresh filters cost £35 to send. And I'm like, oh, that really does eat into your profits. But I'm potentially just going to sell the filters, and if I can't move on the main sort of unit, take it to the scrapyard, because that one genuinely would sit around for a long time without having a buyer. They're already significantly reduced from their market price, so the consumables for it are worth a lot more than the units themselves. So if I find, because I picked those up at auction, if I find those on at auction again, I am definitely choo-choo. That is the sound of a passing train, by the way. I'm not just mental. Well, maybe a little bit. But if I find those come up at auction again, I will buy them and just keep the filters and pretty much scrap the main units. The main units are big, they're bulky, they're heavy, they're a pain in the backside to ship, and there doesn't seem to be a huge demand for them. But the fresh filters, small, compact, lightweight, and demand. So That's a little bit of a, you know. I could even take those filters to the charity shop and be like, listen, these cost almost like £1,500, £2,000. I can't even sell them for like £150. Maybe you could get them donated, sell them on for 50 quid, and then 2 or 3 people could have filtered air in their homes or place of business or wherever they want to use them. Let's crack on. Let's have a little look at and see what else is sold on eBay. You can come with me. Come on, I need to have a little tidy up is what I need. Oh, hello. Angles. These angles are terrible. But I just wanted you. There's nothing doxy there, is there? There's just my DBS that says I can work in places that need a DBS. So I do a bit of work in the community. And that exposes me to children and vulnerable adults, and they need to know that I'm a great guy. That's what that certificate does. Now, if you're in the UK, you know that already. But if you're in the US or Europe, you might know. You don't know what DBS is. When I managed hotels in Mallorca, I was responsible for the sort of childcare delivery that hotel provided. We had a mixture of people that would work with the kids that came from all over Europe. So some would come from the UK, some would come from Germany, some would come from Scandinavia. And the disparity in not only the teaching and education, but also the qualifications and the sort of clearance, you know, the depth of checks and stuff like that between. So Germans would just kind of throw their kids with a stranger and say, like, see you in 2 hours, don't let my kid die. But British, we are trained and vetted to the hilt. And so the other countries had to sort of bring themselves up to code if they were going to look after British kids. Weird tangent I went off there, but maybe that's interesting to you. I'm just going to have a little look on eBay, see if there's anything that's sold on there. I stopped getting notifications from eBay. I've turned them off because I hate eBay. I've still got to check in because I've still got stuff on there. But yeah, I have sold one thing. I've sold one of my referee coins. For those who, again, let's tap into that little sideways thing. So here on the screen, you can see on my Facebook refereeing channel, I had 36 million views in February, 26 million views in March, and almost 19 million views in April. And that turns into cold hard US dollars. So almost 5,000, 2,000, 2,800. This month, it's not gone well, but I've been busy trying to get elected. But I also sell merch through that refereeing channel, and some of that merch is like this. Can you see that? It's a referee coin. Isn't that cute? $5.99 all in is what that cost. It's metal, solid. The quality is brilliant. You can use it, but it's also a collectible. So I sold 2 of those on eBay for a total of £11.74. So I'll get those posted as well. And that's all. That's the literal only thing on eBay, which kind of sucks. But like I said, eBay has just dried up. And the thing is, it's not like I haven't got stuff listed. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to show you the screen. Wait there. What if I flip it round? This is so janky because I always prefer to like just directly record the screen using the computer itself. But you can look, I've got 1,700 items listed for a value of almost £14,000. And yet I sell one thing a week. And there's not much more I can do. I promote my stuff at, okay, 2%, but anything higher than that, and you're really cutting into your profits because eBay take the absolute lion's share of what you sell anyway. Do you know what? I'm going to break it down. I'll show you the order for the, I was talking about the air filter before. Check this out. This will make you poo yourself, probably. I don't think it will. But let me show you. Hey, little filter, show me your order details. Oh, Sensei, no. What am I talking about? Okay, so I'm going to flip you back around. All right, look at this. So the order total was £140. Now, I did offer free shipping. From that £140, I have to pay eBay a transaction fee of £22. the postage was almost £36, and the 2% ad fee was like £3.36. So an £140 sale, I only take just under 80 quid. Now, of course, there will be detractors saying, yeah, but you decided to offer free postage and that's a significant chunk of that. Absolutely. But £22. And don't forget, I pay eBay a monthly fee as well, in able to just have a shop, and that's 30 quid just by itself. It just is painful. This is why I prefer selling on Vinted as well, because there's none of that. The price you sell it for, buyer pays a little bit of a premium on top of that, buyer pays for postage, and you keep what you sell it for. When you make a £140 sale, you think, I've done all right there. And when only less than 80 quid hits your bank account, it fucking stings. So, there we go. That's what has sold this in the last couple of days. Hopefully this weekend will see me absolutely smash a few more things out that have arrived this week. So I'm going to get these packaged, get them posted, and I'll see you on the next video. Have a great weekend, everyone.